Hi, everybody. Carrie Mills here from the Gordon JCC YouTube Tuesday Talk series. And today, I'm so excited today because we have like this awesome chef. She's my friend. She's so creative and funny. And oh my God, this is just, I've been looking forward to our talk today with Mindy Merrell. And I'm going to let you know a little bit about her. And by the way, just before I forget, so I don't forget, if you have any questions, just type them into the YouTube page or wherever you're on, and we can see some questions. So please feel free to jump into our conversation today. So Mindy Merrell has devoted 30+ year career to communicating good ideas about food and empowering folks to roll up their sleeves and get busy in the kitchen. Her latest obsession is exploring creativity through the everyday medium of salad. Say what? She adamantly believes that good old salad deserves deeper thought. She'll show us how to use our salad brains and spread salad ingredients out on a platter because the bowl is the black hole of design. And suddenly, the elements become a free-form collage of shape, color, taste, and texture. You'll never see salad the same way again. Join us for some inspirational fun. So if you're watching this, you're joining us, so that's good. Mindy was also a survivor of the harsh world of reality TV and 2014 winner of the Food Network show Chopped, a former food columnist for the Tennessean, and was the director of culinary services for the national communications firm DVL for many years. She has worked with iconic Tennessee brands Jack Daniels and Martha White and has written cookbooks for both. She manages the cooking and recipe website, www.kitchenpit.com. Follow her goofy ideas on Instagram at hey.its.min. So we're going to send you all this info to whoever is watching, and once we have a whole package to send you as well, so you can email us, and we'll give all that information towards the end of the show today. So Mindy actually is also, which is so great for our community. She's a member of the Gordon JCC Community Center, and she swims there on a regular basis. And she and I go way back with our children grew up together. So this is going to be a fun day, but let's get right to it because everybody's eating like crap right now with all the cookies and stuff. I'm speaking for everybody, but I'm just speaking for myself really. And so let's get some healthy food in there to kind of just like, shower it down and give ourselves a good cool shower of stomach relief and health while we're in between holiday eating, which is like the worst part of the year ever, even though it's delicious. Okay. So with that, take it away, Mindy.
Okay, I'm here, everybody. And I know I don't look like I do at the JCC because my hair is not wet and I'm not just walking out in a hoodie. But okay, so the first thing we need to do is define creativity. I mean, everybody thinks that, oh, you've got to have a paintbrush, or you're writing a song, you're learning something on the piano. But to me, creativity is problem solving. We got a problem and we're taking all the information we have in our brains and what we've noticed, what we know from other areas, and applying them to what we need to solve, and we come up with some new idea. So we all do that. We all do it all the time. And I'd like to start by reading a quote by the guy who I can't pronounce his name.
Mihai Csikszentmihalyi.
That was my husband talking. It's Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, who is the guy from University of Chicago who wrote the book Finding Flow, The Psychology of Engagement in Everyday Life. So consider this. If one has failed to develop curiosity and interest in the early years, it is a good idea to acquire them now before it's too late to improve the quality of life. To do so is fairly easy in principle, but more difficult in practice, yet it is sure worth trying. The first step is to develop the habit of doing whatever needs to be done with concentrated attention, with skill rather than inertia. Even the most routine tasks, like washing dishes, dressing, mowing the lawn, or I'll input there, making a salad, become more rewarding if we approach them with the care it would take to make a work of art. The next step is to transform some psychic energy each day from tasks that we don't like doing or from passive leisure into something we never did before, or something we enjoy but don't do often enough because it seems too much trouble. There are literally millions of potentially interesting things in the world to see, to do, to learn about, but they don't become actually interesting until we devote attention to them. So today we're going to devote attention to the everyday medium of salad. And I know this is what most people do when they think about salad these days. They get a bag. This one happens to be the everything chopped kit. They get a bowl. Oops. There it is. Wow, I got croutons and some kind of dressing. Oh, and seeds. Interesting.
And a lot of plastic. Do you eat the plastic?
So this is what everybody thinks of as salad these days. We have stopped doing the thinking and doing for ourselves and have let other people do that for us. Sure, some interesting people are coming up with some ideas for bag salads, but I'm just here to tell you that if you decide, like Mihai Csikszentmihalyi said, if you put a little interest into your own salad experience, you'll have a much more rewarding life. So let me just put this aside.
Before you go on, and before you even start, I just want to mention, because I am an artist, that your table looks like a painter's palette. And like and so your plate, I guess, is going to be the blank canvas, because it certainly looks like you have a lot of paint there. Food.
That's exactly right. And if you do anything in life and you want to try or be good at anything, you got to have a lot of stuff to play with. So you do have to have some ingredients in your crisper drawer. You do have to decide, I think I'm going to buy some produce at the grocery. Sure, it can be the stuff at the salad bar that's already cut up, but doesn't mean you can't curate that and figure it out for yourself. So there are some reasons why this is important and why salad making and all this everyday experience is good. And I have 5 reasons. 1, we're going to develop your thinking and problem solving skills through the everyday salad. We're going to expand curiosity and openness in everyday life. Who knows where inspiration is going to come from? We're going to generate opportunity, hands-on creativity, and release from the fear of self-expression. RB and I have taught a lot of platter salad brain workshops, and the thing that we run into the most is that everybody is petrified to start. So if you start with something as easy as a salad and you know somewhere to start, you can do it. And Mary said, we're going to improve your health of yourself and your family, and we're going to bring beauty and happiness into the world. Sound good so far?
Amen.
So the first thing you do is get a platter. I mean, everybody has lots of platters. Get out your nicest platters. Get out every shape. Get out every color. Because if they're handy, then you'll do it. Everything's got to be handy and ready to go. So I got a couple here. They don't have to be jig. How about this little low shallow bowl, or this one here? Or I've got some others that I've got a whole pile of them. And I think about the platter when I'm because of what I'm going to put on it too. So that's good. So the thing about creativity is that you got to have parameters. You have to have a problem to solve. So food making has lots of parameters. Think about all the questions that you ask yourself before you even start doing anything. What's in season? What do I have in the crisper drawer? Where am I serving this? Does Joey like carrots? What else? Let's see. Are we going to go out to a picnic? Where are we going to serve this? How are we going to serve this? What are the other parts of the meal? I mean, all those questions you're answering all the time. So just appreciate the brain power that you go through all the time when you're making decisions about your everyday life. So, Carrie.
Yes.
Here we go with the, I love working with colorful food because it's a great way to understand the basics for building a beautiful design. And so I did this right here. Here's my little color wheel of vegetables.
With the Jewish star. I feel like I feel like a Passover platter right now. Where's like the where's the cement stuff? What's that called? Oh boy, that wasn't a good thing. I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, I like your little Jewish star touch. Okay.
This is really the
Jewish people eat a lot more than that, though, I have to say. Speaking for myself.
This is really the color wheel. So what I don't have is blue on here because I didn't get any blue potatoes. And that's the only thing that's really blue. And
how about blueberries?
Oh, I should have gotten them, but I didn't have them. Yeah,
okay.
I got blue right there. But yellow, red, blue are the primary colors. So you can always tell what's going to look good with something as just one of the laws of design is by going opposite. So red, a primary color, looks good with green. Why? Because it is a mixture of the other two primaries, yellow and blue. Orange looks good with blue because it is a mixture of yellow and red. And then all through that wheel, you can see that there are reds that go towards orange. There are reds that go towards purple and blue. There's light greens, there's dark greens, there's yellows, there's every color of orange. So when you think of making a salad and you're throwing together some lettuce and some tomatoes, remember that red and green, tomatoes and basil are complementary, not only in taste, but in color as well. So the other thing I can tell you is that so many ingredients come in so many colors. And as you get into winter right now, and I couldn't find any yet, but when you start using oranges in your salads, get all those varieties, look at them, the blood oranges, the caracaras, the tangerines. There's a whole range of red to orange that you can go with that will affect your salad. So I think I kind of need to show you a salad because you're probably all wondering, what are you talking about? So let me get, here's a good salad that is on a long platter.
Wow.
Okay, so because it's loosely designed and because I have thought deliberately of the arrangement of and the colors in there and what the season is, suddenly it looks different than this.
Oh my God. By the way, is that your Vanna White? Is RB Vanna White today? Are you going to give me a vowel? Like you'll give me an orange instead of a vowel, right?
So what's on this platter is interesting. So let's just unpack it and see what's going on. I've got some cooked squash. So here it is over here. You can cut it any shape you want. Roasted squash.
Butternut squash?
That's butternut. Roasted cranberries. If anybody doesn't know how to roast cranberries, it's the greatest thing to do. And you can find that on kitchenpit.com. But all we've done is just, instead of doing it in a pot on the stove, throw your cranberries in a little casserole and pour the sugar on it and throw it in the oven. And then you get this really thick, rich kind of jammy cranberry relish that is great on a holiday cheese board. And it just adds sparkle to everything on a platter salad. So, okay. So I got dark red cranberries that are kind of tart sweet. I've got the creamy squash. I've got a little bit of arugula for bitterness. And I've got a few tangerine pieces. So usually what I'm doing with these today is I'm just dressing them with good olive oil, some good coarse salt, and if it needs some acid, then some wine vinegar or lemon juice or whatever you want, just to keep things simple. But what else could you add to this? I mean, I'm not finished here. Let's just think about ideas of what would be good. I would add some salty cashews to it. Add some other nuts, some pistachios. That would change the character. You can't go wrong. I've been putting these on everything these days. Pomegranate seeds are like little jewels on everything. Onion would be good, so we can add some kind of unctuous kind of savoriness to the sweet tart. So can you see that we've got pretty much everything going here? We got bitter, we got sour, we got sweet, we got, I mean, I'd say that those cranberries even have a little, are kind of umami-ish, really. Savory, we've got all that going in this one salad. So what would you serve this with? I mean, for any kind of holiday menu would be great. Winter menu, any kind of roasted meats, whatever you like. And look at that. I mean, that's easy. Anybody can do that.
So Mindy, I just want to interrupt you for a second.
Sure.
So for salad like that, what do you have suggestions for, do you put salad dressings on it? Do you suggest anything? Like what, because I always, when I see salad, I want to put a dressing on it. Or
Yeah, my dressing this time would actually just be olive oil and vinegar. So,
Okay.
but go for it. Get your favorite vinaigrette. Would you do something creamy underneath so that you can still see the design? Go for it. Try it out. Balsamic vinaigrette would be good. I like to keep some like whole mustard vinaigrette in a little shaker jar. That's what I use a lot. There are so many dressings that are out there that I think everybody knows their favorites. Do that. But I like to keep things simple so I can taste the components. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, I just want, yeah, because you don't always have to put a salad dressing on. I mean, it looks delicious without it,
Yeah.
but I just
also, remember, if there's another acidic ingredient going on in here, like the cranberries and the oranges, sometimes maybe you just want some kind of fancy oil, like walnut oil on a salad, and sprinkle, of course, salt. I mean, that'll probably, getting a little jar of walnut oil will change your whole salad game, because it'll just up your sophistication, and it has a really earthy, walnutty taste that, I mean, in France, you know, when they don't want to ruin the taste of the wine, they're all just putting walnut oil and salt on the salad. So think about that.
Where do you get walnut oil?
Yeah, you can get that at Kroger.
Really? Oh, good.
Yeah. Let's see. So the other thing to notice about all this stuff is, let's bring over another salad, is shape. And see, like, look at these carrots. I don't know, these are just regular old carrots, but when you're thinking about your salad design, think about how the shape will affect what you're going to do. These are just like long shavings of carrots. That's just grated carrot. These are round. These are roasted carrots. Think of how you can change the character of a salad just with that. Okay, let's see what else. Okay,
I love the idea of roasted carrots.
Yeah, and they don't have to be hot. I mean, roasted vegetables are a great thing to do. Here's a weird one. How about this one?
Oh, that looks nice. Oh, that looks really, what is that? Wow.
Beauty of, I know nobody's entertaining a lot at home right now, but you know, what you just said is what is music to my ears, because if people come over for dinner to my house and I have a beautiful platter salad plunked down in the middle of the table, and everybody goes, "Oh, ooh, what is that? Wow!" It's a conversation starter. It makes people. It engages people immediately, and they're interested in the meal and the food, and it makes everybody happy, and that's the point. So this crazy salad is some interesting tricks I like to do. For one, it's just sliced beets. You can roast them, you can cook them in any way you like, and I do like to put these in vinegar and a little sugar so that they kind of get a more acidic kind of taste. But these other things are good old Ford Hook lima beans. Now, this might be one of the most unglamorous ingredients of all time, Ford Hook lima beans. But I think they're fantastic because they have a really strong shape, and they're really creamy, and they're fun to work with. And people always say, "Oh my God, what is that?" So I know we're all chickpea'd out, right now, everybody, the cool beans, but good old Ford hooks are really fun in the salad, and they add a really nice heft and a really good shape. So this guy here is Ford hook lima beans and beets, and here I was, doing the green and the reds. And the other thing that I did was, these are just hard cooked eggs just for fun. I could have grated them on here. I could have broken them on here jaggedly. Sometimes what I do is I just go ahead and turn them into deviled eggs and then cut them up and put blobs all over. Because now you can rethink a deviled egg and it turns into salad dressing because of the creaminess. Ooh. But these guys, I just had some beet juice after I sliced up the beets, and I put the hard boiled eggs in there. And so now I have cute little pink eggs, rimmed eggs, that I thought to myself, well, I want to keep going with this dark red. So I use red onion slivers. And I think I've got a little spinach underneath there, but you can't tell. And I love using celery leaves because I think they add a nice little bitterness, and they're a pretty little light green color. So I just did that just for kicks. I just made all these salads before we started this Zoom, just for fun with what I had at home. So there you go.
So how long, like how long did the salads last before they go, like, can you put it in the refrigerator? Like, what do you?
In the refrigerator, whatever. Yeah. I mean,
how long would it last typically? Like, if you can't eat it right now, like, and you made it so delicious, like, how long do you think it could last in the refrigerator?
I think it depends on how many really soft, if you put a lot of greens in there, then it tends to get a little soggy, but I keep that a couple of days,
Okay.
3 days. That's
Okay.
kind of my rule of thumb. A lot of crunchy stuff stays better than stuff, and cooked things stay better than, flimsy greens. And that's a good point. A lot of these salads I'm showing you are not real lettuce heavy. For one reason, because it's just harder to enjoy the other elements. So I say put a big bowl of greens on the side and have those lightly dressed and ready to go. And then you can add what you want from the platter salad with it. So
that's a good idea.
one thing I've thought of that I find funny is when we've started to teach these classes, and I get to people to try to start loosening up in their design, because this is supposed to be edible food. It's not supposed to be a gingerbread house. And one thing I've noticed is that when I say we're going to learn about creativity and design, everybody starts wanting to like make a fish out of the radishes. You know what I mean? We're going more Jackson Pollock here. It's a little bit more loose, scatter. If it looks too perfect, no one wants to eat it anyway. I mean, what's that Japanese philosophy I love so much called wabi-sabi? It's like if there's perfection in the imperfection. I mean, that's what makes it more interesting. Let's see.
I have another question.
Sure.
So, like, you have all these great platters full of all this great, delicious looking, colorful food. Like, oh my gosh. So do you, how do you suggest, like, I love that you had the roasted, like how you plated carrots. So do you prepare foods, like, say, on a Sunday that you can have throughout the week to make your salads? Like, do you have them in different containers in your refrigerator already cut up? And if you do, how long does that why are you laughing? Is that like a mom preparing lunch for the kids?
I'm not that kind of an organized person, but it sounds like a good idea. But I tend to get stuff that seems interesting to me when I'm at the store, and I bring it home, and I do something with it. So one thing that we call this salad brain, because it's the side of your brain that says, what if? The other side of your brain is your recipe brain. And that's the side of your brain that wants to follow rules and to do the recipe and to have an outcome that you know exactly what it's going to be. This other side of your brain is a little looser. What do I have? What can I do? Let's see what's out there to play with. So, like you said, having little containers of chopped up stuff ready to go sure would make it easier to make a platter salad every night if you just if you just decided you wanted to have a bunch of stuff ready to go. But like the roasted cranberries are left over from Thanksgiving. I got those beets. I had those. I had that squash laying around. I mean, there's always celery in the fridge, especially after Thanksgiving. So I was just really just playing around with what I had. And I know families and busy people that are trying to plan things. That's hard. And it's hard because mostly because you have an idea of exactly what you want, where you want to go. But sometimes I think it's fun to loosen up and just see where it takes you. So anyway, I did think of something, but all this stuff here, I just want you to notice that we're playing with all the basic elements of design. I showed you the color wheel. You've learned a little bit about color theory there. Good design has kind of a rhythm to it. It feels balanced. There's kind of a harmony to it. And that stuff you have to feel. So some of the salad you just have to feel. Does it feel right? And it's fun because not only is it visual, suddenly we have taste involved. And so the other parts of design are things like what's the focal point? Like, is the main ingredient going to be the beets? Or what if we flipped it around and maybe the main ingredient were the lima beans and we used fewer beets? You know, like making one small change can change that salad completely. So there's scale, like I showed you. Here's the different scales of carrots. We can do little shreds. We can do circles. We can do long things. You know, would I have done a salad with giant rounds of squash? Maybe that could be interesting. Contrast, everything. The opposites on the color wheel are the contrast. So you have something small, you need something big. You have something tart, you need something sweet. You need something salty, you need something savory. So all of that is like you're looking for balance. And the only way to get there is to make mistakes and try stuff. I mean, you can learn all the theories you want and that'll be in you. And then you'll know those rules, and then feel free to break those rules. So, okay, here's another one. How about this guy? Notice I picked a platter that kind of mirrors the same colors on the platter salad. So that's something you can think of too. Gosh, do I want to use a contrasting platter, or do I want to use one that goes along with it? This guy right here is interesting. It is fennel. Shaved fennel, celery, green apple slices that I also cut on the mandolin. I'll show you my mandolin. Red grapes, little bits of radish, and cucumber. So what I want you to think about here is how I've taken a sweet element and worked it into something more savory again. And some of our favorite things for doing that are whenever you have a bowl of fruit or something, you want to take it to the savory side. There's some easy tricks. Radishes, here they are. Radishes, cucumber, cilantro, jalapenos, onions, and celery. Those things can take you from a fruit salad to a savory, to introduce a fruit. And I think that's tons of fun because then it gets more parts of your mouth and more parts of the whole, more parts of the whole. So these little grapes are cut in half, and they're the sweet element. Olive oil, a little bit of vinegar, and I also use the little fronds, the cute little fronds from the fennel on there too. So think about the taste here. Got that taste of the fennel. I've got a sharp kind of lemony vinaigrette. I've got the sweet grapes, cucumber, and radishes. I mean, that's cool. I love these. These are fun. Let's see what I got next. There are a lot of if you see this and you're like, oh God, where do I start? I don't know. I mean, where do you start? You start where you consider what the problem is. What is the creative problem you're trying to solve? Is it I just need a good lunch out of the fridge, or I have my family coming over for dinner and I wanted to do something extra special and we're going to have this. So I need a salad that goes with that. Now what's in season? So considering all that, and then you might say to yourself, I had that great salad at, Margot a couple weeks ago. Boy, I think I want to use some of those ingredients. I remember the first time that I had cucumber with jalapeno, and I thought I was like, my mind was blown, was when I had a popsicle from Las Paletas. So it was kind of like a sweetened cucumber with a fiery bite of jalapeno in the end of the throat. So ever since then, I've been like, hey, let's throw some cucumbers and jalapenos over those pineapple chunks. Fantastic. Let's go for it. So, okay, there we go.
Do you have any salads that you think, oh, this is definitely a summer salad, and this is do you think like that in terms of seasons, or you're just like you use everything from all different seasons throughout the year?
Oh no, I'm definitely going seasonal. That's why I've got all this crazy red stuff here, because cranberries, pomegranates, beets are wintry, the squash. All summer, of course, we were eating every kind of tomato. One of my favorite things is to do a yin yang of tomatoes. Consider the colors of tomatoes. So if you do yellow tomatoes with purple basil, it's complement. Red tomatoes with green basil, it's complement. That's incredible. I mean, and that's something that you should just really enjoy during the summer. And, in the spring, and the little baby lettuces, and of course, peaches. Everybody's using peaches and melons all summer. One thing I love to do with watermelon is to shave it real thin so it looks kind of like smoked salmon. I mean, just that one thing of changing the shape makes it a little bit more interesting. And we've all been eating so many watermelon salads now with all kinds of cheeses. Just change those up. See where it takes you. Just because a recipe for a salad says this doesn't mean there's not a good substitution. There's always a good substitution, especially in salad. I mean, it's baking, of course, is more scientific for what you really have to do. But salad, wing it, man. Go for it. Okay, here's one, Carrie. This is just a little play on only kind of wintry reds.
Yeah, well, that definitely looks very holiday.
So, and I noticed that the platter is a real blue red. So it all goes in the same family. And this is just those beets. And I put some of those cranberries on it, plus the pomegranate seeds, and then the little radish shards and red onion. So it's all, even though it's all in the same color, somehow it works. Oftentimes you got a red, you're just dying for green. But because of this platter too, I think it all just kind of keeps it together.
Actually, from here, the platter looks a little bit green to me, but
maybe this kind of blue makes it look a little, it's kind of teal, green, blue.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Can you show that close up to the camera again?
Sure.
RB Vanna White. So explain again what's in there. It's beets?
Yeah, it's the sliced beets, the roasted cranberries, pomegranate seeds, a little bit of shaved red onion, and some grated radish.
Oh, the radish is what's white in there.
Yeah.
That looks awesome.
Look how white that looks.
Yeah, I almost thought it was cheese.
Grated horseradish. That would be fun. I did these shapes because that's just what I did today. But think about changing those proportions or making it, more cranberry, less beet. I mean, you could go in a lot of directions. So,
when I first moved to the South, I was always astounded that when I would order a salad, there would be cheese in it. And I'm like, when did cheese become a vegetable? Like, I was like, what? So what is your take on cheese? And you're just doing veggies, but because I actually thought that the shaved radishes were cheese in there. So I was like, oh, but you mentioned putting cheese in before in a salad.
I like cheese. I think I'd put some blue cheese on this.
Oh, that would be a good nice dressing.
Yeah.
That would be good too, blue cheese, right? I mean, I'm not a big cheese eater. I'm actually going more vegan, but there's actually vegan cheeses I really like.
Are they good? I didn't know. Good.
Oh yeah, they have a good substitute for a blue cheese, which I really like.
There are a lot of, like I said, a lot of tricks for starting out your salad or deciding to do something that would just be like to kickstart your creativity. And one here, I got some stuff like there's the old design element of 5. Just decide I'm going to have 5 elements and see where it takes you. Just decide that you're only going to play with reds. See what happens. See where that goes. Just decide you're going to do complementary colors or analogous colors, which are the ones together on the side, on the same, which would be this red salad. Keep it simple. That's what I say. Complexity for no reason creates, kind of artificial sophistication. I mean, just what's the simple truth of your salad? Does anybody remember the old corner market from the 80s in Belmead? So Emily Frith had a really famous national salad there. It was strawberry, pecans, and blue cheese, and green, and I guess that's it. But it became a template for a salad. It's like 1 cheese, 1 fruit, 1 nut, 1 green. I mean, just do that. See how many different ways you can do that. I told you about the quick tricks for taking sweet to savory with the jalapeno and the celery and the radish. I mean, that's easy. I mean, just think of a big bowl of chopped up cantaloupe with radish rounds and cilantro and black pepper on it. I mean, you can't go wrong.
And I have another question.
Sure.
So when you're making a salad, I guess this is part of the creativity, but is there anything that helps you decide whether to put the dressing and let it sit on the salad or just keep the dressing on the side?
Oh yeah, that's a huge, and that depends on if I'm taking it somewhere, if I need to make it way ahead, if the dressing's creamy. A real cool thing to do these days is to put a salad on top of the layer of creamy dressing. So it doesn't ruin your design, but it's under there all ready to go. If you've got real delicate ingredients that you think are just going to wilt because it's dressed with all the salt and acid and everything, then just wait. Just do it last minute, or have the little bottle on the side to put on last minute. I mean, that's important because that can really bum you out if you do all that work and then you got a soggy mess.
Right.
Of that. So think of categories of ingredients. There's leaves, there's raw, crunchy fruits and vegetables, there's spicy, tart stuff like onions, peppers, pickled vegetables. They don't have to be raw, radishes, cooked things like beans. I use those here. Potatoes, you can't, don't forget those big, beautiful blue and all those beautiful colors of little fingerlings and great shapes of potatoes, roasted vegetables, meats, eggs, hearty proteins. I mean, tofu, chicken, seafood, sweet, tart, all kinds of fruits, melons, berries, dried fruits, creamy stuff, soft cheeses, starchy vegetables, dressings, accents for big impacts like herbs and flowers and olives and croutons. Since we live in Nashville and I used to do a lot of work with Martha White, our own brand of flour and cornmeal in Nashville, I love to build salads around cornbread and use that as the crouton or as a substitute for Italian bread. That's fun. Toasted nuts, smoky meats, all that can add so much interest. I mean, can you see that the world is just at your fingertips of ingredients? Oh, another salad's coming my way. Okay, here's a cool one. This is, everybody's eating a lot of avocados and guacamole. This one is just a mashed avocado put down on the platter. And instead of mixing all the ingredients in, I had some cherry tomatoes that didn't look so good. So I roasted those. So now they look a little roasty and jammy, and put pepitas, those little Mexican pumpkin seeds, salted, and cilantro and onion on there. I mean,
That looks great.
this is a killer. Yeah, love it.
I had another question.
Yeah,
So when you were doing the store-bought salad and you had your little plastic bags of everything, and they always put these little croutons, like what's your thoughts about croutons and what's a creative approach to a crouton? Like I'm sure you could use other kinds of really cool breads and stuff and make your own, but what's your thoughts on croutons? Because you haven't mentioned them yet.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the ones that came in this salad look like little Melba toast.
Right.
Sure.
When you're starving on an airplane and you'll just eat anything, you eat those things.
Yeah, it looks like that, except you would only get like 1/4 of it. I love croutons, and I do make my own, and I do want to take it seriously. Whenever I have leftover bread, I try to cut it up and put it in the toaster oven with a little olive oil and salt and stuff, and then have it ready to go. I mean, or you don't, or just some kind of stalish bread. I remember one time I did one where I made small little like grilled cheese sandwiches and put it under a bunch of tomatoes.
Oh.
So it became a salad, but it wasn't really a salad. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, I don't know about store-bought croutons too much, but there are probably some good ones out there that people like and enjoy. But I tend to find that they have like too much of a garlicky taste or something. I don't know. I love that Publix Cuban bread because it shatters really nicely and they're real crisp and good. And even like crumbles of that is good on a salad.
That's a good idea. Right. So that's what I was just thinking, like that could make, your own kind of idea of croutons could make something really interesting.
Yeah. So there's this guy named Bob Eberly, and he, a long time ago, developed this thing called Scamper, which is a way to generate ideas for creativity. And I've just adapted those for salad. And so he says, Scamper stands for substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to another use, elaborate or eliminate, and reverse. So think of all those words when you're thinking about creation and say, what other ingredient could I substitute? What could I combine in an interesting or unusual way? How can I adapt to what I have here to fit the plan that I need it to do? Or how can I modify this? Like, make something more, maximize something, make something, minimize something, put to another use. Oh, I've got a great one. I've been making platter salad desserts. So how about a deconstructed apple pie? Just, cook your apples in a skillet, lay them out on a platter, and then instead of doing a pie crust, bake the pastry in pieces and just have like shards of pastry that act like the croutons in the pie so that they're crunchy and delicious. And then what will be the dressing? How about like a boiled custard dressing, or how about a caramel sauce? So suddenly you've thought of something usual, but you changed it to fit the salad parameter.
Well, here's an idea. When COVID is over and we could have you actually in the building without doing this for our group, our seniors or whoever would like to come, you can make those desserts because I really want them right now. And I just want to eat it. Like that sounded so awesome. That desserts. I'm not going to call them desserts anymore. I'm just going to call them salads, and then I won't feel bad about eating them.
There you go. All the way through the new year. That's what everything you're eating is a salad. Whatever.
It's a salad.
So here's another quickie one that's just sliced oranges with all the stuff that takes something from savory to sweet. I mean, sweet to savory. So jalapeno, cilantro. I could have put olives on there, a little radish. So think about that. That's easy and fun. How refreshing would that be on a holiday table laden with too much mushy brown food, right?
Right.
Mushy and brown is the color palette of the season.
Right.
So that's why you need this red stuff.
True. Everything at Thanksgiving dinner looks like brown practically.
Yeah. And then here's one that I did that didn't work out too well, but I want to show you that mistakes happen too, or this one was just ugly. Oh well. I usually love my big lettuce platter, but I was trying to kind of do a variation of a Waldorf that you could eat your leftover turkey with. So it could be pretty because I was trying to do the yellow pineapple with the purple cabbage and stuff, but it just kind of looked like a mess.
Let's see it closer, though. Let's see it closer, because your mess is somebody else's paradise.
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't look like a mess to me. That looks really good. Oh, I love the idea of pineapple on there.
Yeah, see, fresh pineapple is a great thing to have right now.
Yeah.
And just think if you just wanted to cut up a pineapple and just put pomegranate seeds on it, you're done. How about that? It's perfect.
Oh, that sounds like a good dessert. Pineapple and pomegranate.
Yeah, add some shredded coconut. You've got kind of a variation of ambrosia.
And you put it on top of the ice cream.
Oh yeah. Yeah, ice cream becomes the salad dressing.
Yeah, on the bottom.
So
everything's a salad.
yeah. So anyway, I'm going to be cleaning up this mess all afternoon.
Oh, too bad I can't come over and have that salad. That looks delicious. Oh my God.
But remember that the thing about all this that is just that we're just curious. Remember to just keep up the curiosity and that you're interested. So that means whatever you do, if you apply curiosity and interest to it, you're going to get some flow. You're going to have more fun. The mundane parts of your life are going to be more interesting, more colorful, more jammed with ideas. I mean, who are you if you're only as good as your next idea. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. But please visit us at kitchenpit.com because we've got a lot of recipes there and a lot of ideas.
Put that right in front of the camera. kitchenpit.com, everybody.
So the name of that, of course, is because we do a lot of kitchen stuff, and then RB is a pit master barbecue guy, and we also wrote a book called Cheater Barbecue that makes you also deconstruct and examine barbecue, but why can't you do it in the kitchen with the bottle of liquid smoke and a crock pot? So
do you have any books that you can hold up to the camera?
No, I don't think so. But
and so we do have a question. Well, they love your website. Can you tell us a bit about your experience on Chopped?
Oh yeah, sure.
And what is your website? Is that the one you just? The one you just showed us is the website.
Yes.
Okay. And
so I was on Chopped a few years back, and I remember I got the call to go, and so we went in November, and it was a really long day. You had to meet at the Starbucks across the street of Chelsea Market at 6 a.m, and a very disinterested dude in combat boots came over and got us all, and then took our driver's licenses away and our phones, and we were there all day long. And it really is scary, and they're making money on your fear pretty much. And you don't know what's in those baskets, and it's all real. And you just have to come up with an idea as best you can under those parameters. So it's pretty much like this, except there's fear involved. And hopefully this kind of exercise that we're doing here is fear-less, because you will have you'll say, oh, I think I want to try that. Oh, I'll try that. But anyway, it was a crazy experience, and I did win, and it was kind of fun because I'm like usually the old middle-aged woman who's a home ec major doesn't win. So, I was like, I was advocating for my group.
Well, congratulations. That's so awesome. Were you afraid? Were you actually afraid, or did you feel pretty confident?
Oh, no, I was terrified. I was terrified time, and it was a really hard, long day, and it was very scary.
Just taking away your driver's license and phone is scary.
Yeah, I know. It was actually worse for my husband because RB was floating around New York City, wondering when I was going to call, because if I called sooner, it meant I was disqualified. So a part of me was thinking, well, maybe I'll just get disqualified and I can call her, we can go to MoMA and have lunch. But, I got out of there at 8:30. So you do a round, and then you do the kind of camera work where you have to talk into the camera like you're doing it right now, not in past tense, so that they can put that on the video. But it's episode 250, and it's on YouTube, and you can see it and see. I had to cook cow balls. That was mountain oysters.
Wow. Okay, well, we can watch that. I'm gonna watch it now.
But it's fun, yeah. It's more interesting now to tell the story than it was to do it. So
What's the episode again?
251.
251.
251.
251 on Chopped.
It was like 5 years ago now.
That's not too long ago.
But
So,
the thing is that after I won, which was in February, it didn't air until the next October, and I couldn't tell anybody.
Oh, wow.
So we had to keep that secret for a long time.
Whoa.
But
That's
it's neat because we did a fundraiser for Hillsborough High School. I invited all my friends. We all did a fundraiser to watch, and that was fun. So
I might have asked you a few minutes ago, but then I asked you the question. Do you have any cookbooks to hold up to the camera of your?
Well, we have our own cheetah barbecue book. You can look on our website.
Okay.
I've done the book for Jack Daniels. So we're in the middle of revamping our cheetah barbecue book, and maybe someday platter salads will be something. But right now, I've just got a lot of good exercises to spark your creativity on the website. So
That's great. So we're going to send that packet out to anybody who wants. You can contact Carrie at NashvilleJCC.org or Alex at NashvilleJCC.org, and we could send you the packet that Mindy put together to start your creativity, and really what she touched on today throughout this event here. So thank you so much. What's that?
I'll see you at the J.
I'll see you at the J. Yeah. And bring a salad next time. You bring the leftovers tomorrow at noon.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to RB with your Vanna White hands. Almost up there he is. So thank you, both of you. That was great, Mindy. It makes me want to go in the kitchen right now and because Garrett thinks I'm the worst cook ever. Because he's always telling me to follow a recipe, but actually you're saying not follow a recipe, but I'll go somewhere between the two. I'll kind of follow the ideas that you put out here today, because it was so many great ideas that you gave